What's up, guys? Before we get into the next video, subscriber shout out here. This shout out is going to go to my lifelong friends, my family, Eric and Crystal. Without you guys, there's no way that I would have been here today to make this happen. When life sucker punched me, you were right there. You helped take care of us. You helped take care of me. Again, your input to this channel has been instrumental in trying to make the content better and better. And I can never repay y'all for everything that you did for all of us whenever life got me down. So thank you, Eric and Crystal, for subscribing. Thank you for believing in what we're doing here, and we're going to try to make it better and better. We'll see you guys soon. Welcome to Skagway, Alaska. Skagway is actually one of the first towns that we visited that you can actually drive here. If you happen to find yourself driving up here from Canada to Alaska, you can hang a left and come on down to Skagway. Since it is accessible by highway, the blue ship that you see here is part of the Alaska Marine Highway System. Many a car and passenger get on and off these ships daily as they make their way down south towards the landlocked cities that they can't access by car. The bay surrounding Skagway here is a mixture of many types of water runoff coming out of the mountains. As you can see by the colors of the water, some of it is very dirty and some of it is very green. The glacial runoff water coming into the bays is generally dirty as it has absorbed the sediment that is caused by the glacier grinding the rock into dirt as it descends down the mountain, whereas the snow-packed melt generally stays more clear as it is just running down the rocky streams before it deposits itself into the bays. The population of Skagway is only about 1,183 full-time residents. That population, however, doubles in the summer as over 1 million visitors come here each year to visit. We hopped on board a tour bus and made our way out of Skagway as we would be headed back to British Columbia. Between 1896 and 1899, the Klondike gold rush came roaring into this area. Over 100,000 prospectors descended upon this territory in seek of fame and fortune. Little did they know how rugged and brutal the landscape was going to be, as most of them would be going home dead broke with absolutely nothing to show for all their hard work. The two main trails that they would have used would have been the Chilkoot Trail and the White Pass Trail. The road that we're following would have been more or less what the White Pass Trail system would have been. Could you imagine 100,000 people here? The landscape throughout this valley is littered with many abandoned mines. As we continue up the highway, going higher into the mountains, you can see just how rugged this landscape is. Most of these mountains are nothing but solid granite rock, and as you can see, even as we're here late in the summer, there is still snow on the tops of the mountains. Those prospectors just had no idea how brutal the winters were going to be here. The markers that you see on the sides of the highway here above the guardrails is actually so the snow plows can find the guardrails in the middle of winter, as that is how much snow can fall upon these passes. Out of all those prospectors, there were only probably merely a few handfuls that actually did even find any gold. And of all those that did find gold, there was merely only a few that actually made enough to call themselves striking it rich. Most of the ones that found gold, it actually took almost everything that they had found to merely survive and get out of here alive, thus leaving them with the group that left here dead broke with absolutely nothing to show for it. Welcome to Canada and the Yukon Territory, where everything is larger than life. We made a facility stop and, well, everybody has their own opinion. We're making our way towards Carcross in the Yukon Territory, but we did have to make a stop at Emerald Lake. Some say it gets its name from the color of the trees surrounding it. But no, I don't think so. No, it really does get its name from the color of the water. The color of the water is based on the minerals that are deposited in the water, and as the sun moves over the lake, it changes colors depending on the water depth. The darker colors in the lake can be upwards of several hundred feet deep. After we left Emerald Lake, we made a stop at the Yukon Wildlife Heritage Center. Their animal exhibit here is absolutely awesome. It is a mixture of extinct animals as well as those that are on the endangered species list. It is really cool to get up next to these animals as it is unbelievable in some of the sizes of them. I don't think I'd want to run across him in a dark alleyway. Who can resist petting the puppies? And no, Allie, we cannot take the puppies home with us. One super cool thing to see up here in the Klondike is sand dunes. Who would think you would come into the middle of the Klondike Territory to see sand dunes and seashells? We had arrived in Carcross, high up in the Yukon Territory. This little town is absolutely amazing and awesome. It is so quiet here, nestled right in the valley of the mountains. I could only imagine what it would have been like back in the day when the steam trains just run in and out of here daily, taking passengers back and forth on their way from Skagway up to Whitehorse. Please enjoy this moment of zen. After we enjoyed our day in Carcross, we hopped back on board our bus as we would be making our way back towards the Canadian border. Oh, by the way, folks, that river running through town right there, that water was barely 50 degrees, and there was many a folk out there swimming in it. Far tougher than I am. But we did enjoy the day hanging out there as it is an awesome town. We started making our way back up through the mountains as we would be crossing over down the other side and hopping on board the White Pass railway system for a ride back to Skagway by train. As we made our way up the mountains though, that gut instinct starts setting in that something is not quite right. For you see, it seems like we were starting to travel slower and slower. And soon it showed itself as we found ourselves broke down on the side of the highway with a broken fan belt drive. But hey, who could ask for a better place to be? Our tour guide was awesome, the view was awesome, we made the best out of it we could until the rescue party arrived. We hopped back on board the train here at the Canadian Customs House. This is not actually the official border though, as the official Canadian-US border is way far higher up in the mountains. Check out all the snow on the tops of those mountains. And remember guys, we're here late in the summer and there's still that much snow. It's just a reminder of how brutal the winters can be up here. I have actually been up here in the Yukon Territory during the winter, and let me tell you, you will get over your snow fetish really quickly. It took about an hour to make it to the official Canadian-US border high up in the mountains. You just can't drive up here. The ride through here is just absolutely astonishing and breathtaking. It is almost indescribable by words. I'm just gonna have to let you ride along here and just see for yourself. We had thoroughly enjoyed our day high up in the Yukon Territory was our visit to the town of Carcross. Our train ride back on the White Pass Railway system was absolutely amazing as well, as we had made our way back to Skagway winding down through the mountains. We didn't have much time to linger in town though, as we had to get back on board the ship quickly. It had been a very long day. But we had made dinner reservations at one of the specialty restaurants on board the ship. We would be visiting the Japanese Steakhouse.
Everybody! One more! You can another one up. You bring up. I will make your Japanese art. Japanese art. Here we go. Oh, beautiful! Japanese flower.
Our chef truly was a great guy. He kept us entertained, he kept us laughing, he interacted with us all throughout our dinner experience. His cooking skills were truly off the hook. The guy did a great job. We left there stuffed and miserable in a thoroughly good way. Our day in Skagway had come to an end. The captain had pulled us away from the dock, and soon we found ourselves continuing on our northbound journey. We had made it so far north now that we were actually experiencing over 22 hours of daylight per day. I got up here at about 11:30 at night just to take in the sights. I can't say enough about how beautiful this part of the country is. And with there being so much daylight, there's just so much stuff to do and things to see. There is truly a reason why they call this the land of the midnight sun. Tomorrow would bring a whole new set of adventures for us. We would be entering Glacier Bay National Park.